So two favorite creamy shadow sticks, both from Ilia Beauty, and one is a gorgeous, the back of this shows a light silver, which is not really how it reads at all. It's got a lot of shimmer, but not like fine particle, or it is fine particles, not like chunks. And this is a beautiful kind of a taupey gold. So I mix the two. And the way that I do that, I take a dome-shaped brush. I like the ones that taper just a little bit. This is not dried exactly how I like it to dry. It usually is a little bit more tapered. So this is from MAC. I'll put actually I should say this because a lot of people have been writing to me and asking if I would put a list of the products that I use in the tutorials, and I do. I put them down below, so you should be able to see them. If there's a little caret, like a little triangle pointing down, you should be able to click on that beneath the description of what you're watching. It'll show all the products and links to purchase them. So, okay, so I usually just keep them both in my hand, and I will put the lighter one on first. And I basically just traced her lash line with it. So I'm laying down the lighter of the two all over her lid. A little bit more densely on the outer edge. It's only when I look at myself in this up-close mirror that I'm like, oh, I actually do have eyebrows, and there's some strays that I probably should once in a while pluck. Whoops. I need a makeup artist to take care of me. So then, once this is all over, you can see it's not terribly impactful, but it's just enough, right? It's just enough to give a little more drama and definition, make the lash line a little bit more apparent. Again, like makeup is, people wear makeup for different reasons. And for me, makeup has always been to emphasize what you got, sometimes to be super creative and fun, but for something like this, especially on a client who is just classic and whose aesthetic is not wild and crazy, I'm just there to make her look her best. And then I brought a little bit down beneath. However, I did bring some down, and this is very common when you're working with somebody for an event like this and they have a whole team. I put quite a bit underneath her eye, and once we had gotten her dressed and knew that how her bangs were going to be laying, we ended up deciding to take it down a bit. So if you're a new makeup artist and you experience that on a set, that maybe the art director comes over and tells you, we're going to need you to take that down, just know that it happens across the board to all of us. And oftentimes you'll do an entire face, and then right before they get on set or right before they're walking at the door, you're like, oh, that's not what I want it to look like. I need a moment. I need to make a change. So it's common. It's common. It's common. Okay, now I'm taking the darker of the two shades. Again, it'll be listed beneath. You spin me round. And I'm just going to go even more close to the lash line with a bit more product than I did with the more bronzy one. And again, I'm always doing, whatever I'm doing in the eye, I'm kind of bringing it slightly up. Never sad clown down. I did not mean to make that rhyme. And I'll bring it into the inner corner. And sorry, I know when I hold the mirror up like that, it changes the color consistency. That's annoying. So it's really just a bit more definition, more than anything crazy intense. There were a few magazines that picked this look up, and wrote about it, and one of them said, Lily James stuns in a blue eyeshadow. I was like, she doesn't have blue eyeshadow on. So another thing often that happens when you send a client out on the red carpet is people will do write-ups saying, my products were used, or this is how you can get this look using X, Y, and Z products, which, is flattering that a brand might think that the look you did was so beautiful and that they want to share how to get it with their products. But it's fun for me now to have this channel so I can show you exactly how I actually did it. So, you know, one thing that I've struggled with throughout my career, since I've been only focused in the world of green beauty, is I have clients who have nice. Use clean fingers when you try to swipe product away. I have clients who have contracts with beauty brands that are not in the green world. So I can't share what I used on them because it violates their contract. So often people will write to me and say, you know, what did you use on so-and-so? And just know that I'd love to share it with you, but I can't. So I might try to, I'm going to try to figure out if it would be in any way negative if I showed you how you could create the look using green beauty products, you know, and say, if you were to create this look, not I use these on them. But I'm not sure that that's possible. So I apologize. Sometimes I'll post pictures and not give you product breakdown, and that is why. Okay, so it's not much going on. It's just a lot of definition, smudginess. You'll notice I'm always super red at the corners of my eyes. We'll clear that up with some foundation and concealer, but I know it's confusing because it almost looks like the foundation or the eyeshadow is down there, but it's not. And then I just brought a little bit of the silvery gray underneath as well. I mean, this is pretty much the look. It's quite simple. So then I took this lovely liner from Antonym Cosmetics, which I like, and has a little sharpener on the back, which I also like. I always use a brush like this, which I have not yet found in the green beauty world, but it's, it's tapered, flat, and I will see if I can find one online and put a link to it beneath. But all I did then was trace along her lash line. And depending upon the shape of your eye, you may want to just do the outer edge, like the outer 1/4, because otherwise it may be too all enclosing and make your eye appear sunken in and too recessed. You know, if we think about how a painting works, when you look at a painting, light causes things to appear more near where dark recedes things. So if you are worried about your eyes appearing too small, you always want to keep the eye makeup light. So you see how just this little extra bit of darkness made it a little bit more dramatic? And I'll go in with a cotton swab and just make sure that anything that I put on goes up at the outer corner. Okay. You can also bring the black liner into the underneath. I don't know what you call that. It's not really the waterline, but the part exactly right where your eyelashes grow out of your eyelid on the top, and really rim the inside of your eyes. But again, I didn't want to give her too much of an enclosed eye. I wanted it to just be a nice soft emphasis of her natural almondy eye shape. You don't need to use a brush like this, but you can simply just use your eyeliner at, you know, straight from the crayon. But I like a little bit of extra control, especially on the end, and especially to get in between the lashes. A brush like this can really help. Here I am only making that redness more intense. Do you have marks on your face that are odd like I do? Why am I always so red there? It's not something I see on many clients. Okay, so it's less easy to see on someone who has slightly hooded eyes as I do. But it's very minimal look, so there's really not much going on. And I'm going to be very honest in this moment and tell you that